Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be drawing using Ohuhu markers. I have this new pack of 48 markers on the right and this old pack of 40 on the left, so I'm very excited. Before I begin, like and subscribe, and let's see what we can create for today's masterpiece. First of all, I am super excited about these new markers. So here are the old markers and here are the new markers on the right. I'm super excited and feeling very inspired by all of these new and fun colors. But first of all, we have to start off with a sketch. So I got a piece of paper and I decided to fold it in half and then rip it in half. That way I had a little less area to work with. And now I'm going through and adding in a whole bunch of boxes. I don't really have a plan for what I want to draw in each box, but I know I want to just separate things up a little bit, and I do have a theme idea. So my theme idea was to do kind of like dark academia vibes, but make it November. So I want there to be some show through of November, like fall things, fall colors, but also with some dark academia, like writing vibes, books, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's the vibes that I'm going for. So I started off by drawing a little book with some coffee in the middle, and now I'm going down here and adding even more books to the bottom, and then I decided to top off the books with a little drawing of a cat, and I very much struggled with this, as you can see, but that's okay. I just tried again. This was definitely one of those days when you're drawing and you just feel like you can't draw anything. Like nothing was coming out the way that I wanted it to, so I had to just keep retrying and keep on going and going, and I kept having these ideas, but I was like, that seems too hard, so I kept trying anyway, and I'm really glad that I did because it turned out to be all good in the end. But here I go. I consider this section here to be kind of the main drawing of the entire thing, and for this I have a girl and she's kind of just posing in this cool kind of outfit that to me says dark academia vibes. I'm not really sure entirely what that entails, but you know, it's kind of the vibes that I got from it. So I started off drawing it out and she's wearing this suit, but it was all out of whack. I was trying to shrink it, you know, like you can digitally, but you can't do it traditionally. So instead I had to erase the entire thing and start all the way over. But again, I'm glad that I did. If there's anything that I've learned from doing this kind of thing, it's that you can always just erase and start again, and it's typically worth it to try again until you get it right, and you never feel sorry for trying again. So I just kept on going until I felt like I had everything right, drew in her face and everything, and I tried not to spend too much time on the rough sketch since I knew I would kind of finalize everything with my detailed fine liner later. So for now I'm just sketching out all of my ideas. I feel like chess kind of plays into a dark academia kind of vibe, so I decided to draw in a whole bunch of little chess pieces as well. Don't ask me which pieces these are. All I know is this horse is a knight, and now I'm questioning that as well. So anyway, I drew out a whole bunch of these little chess pieces, and then for the final box on the top left, I decided to just kind of add in some branches and kind of fall foliage and kind of make that the theme for that side. And then I decided to bring some of those elements into the rest of the picture as well. That way everything would kind of have the same vibes. These are the colors I have to work with, but I'm not there quite yet. Now I get to go in with my detailed fine liner and outline everything. So at first when I started outlining, my outliner was not working at all, and at first I thought it was running out of ink, but then I realized that the brush, or like the bristles of the marker, must have just been coated in something, because the more I drew, the more it worked. So that was interesting, but I'm glad that I don't need a new fine liner because I really like this one. But anyway, I just kept on outlining, and so far the design was coming together pretty well. I could kind of see it. I'm not sure yet about the dark academia and November vibes, but I think what will really solidify everything being together is the color palette. So I'm really counting on the colors that I choose to bring everything together and to make everything seem cohesive in the drawing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, today it was really hard to focus on this step because I was just so excited to finally get to the colors, but I kept on putting the work in and trying to get it all completed and sketched out so that way I could have the perfect outline for my Ohuhu marker colors, but I was just so excited to finally get to them. But once I finally did have everything completely sketched out, then it was time to go in with my eraser after I added a couple more details, and then I could finally think about all of the fun colors that I was going to use. But once this was all done and sketched out, I decided to turn it into a coloring page so that we could color it in together. So if you go to my website, www.anchoredartdesigns.com, and click on the coloring pages tab, you'll see it there. You can add it to cart and check out. All you need is your name and email, and then it is yours to download. Then you can download it and you can either print it out and color it in traditionally like I am, or you can take it straight to Procreate if you have that, and it will open up and it will have a clear background so you can color this image in and not even worry about messing up the lines I created. So that's on my website if you're interested. But now let's color it in. So I have all of these new colors and I am so excited to go in. I decided to go with a kind of neutral palette color but also with some warm tones because I really want it to scream dark academia but also November colors, which are warm and orange and cozy. So that's the vibes that I'm going with. I started with the chest pieces and I went ahead and colored in them white and brown. That way it was like you had both sides of the chest pieces on the thing. And then I went ahead and colored in this next section here. I started off by doing the little coffee and the books. I wanted to try and add in some yellow over top of the books as well to try and make the pages look a little warmer and a little bit older, but then it was too yellow, so then I went back over it with that same tan color I used before. And then I decided to bring down that same strategy into the books below as well. My goal for this picture with the colors was to use a lot of the same colors over and over again. That way everything would seem cohesive even if they were all different things and images. So my goal was to stick to the same certain amount of colors. Like I chose the yellow and the purple over and over, and then I kind of kept adding whatever colors I saw fit, but then using the colors that I added in different areas of the drawing as well. That way nothing seemed out of place or out of the ordinary. I also used that same light purple that I used on the cup to add in some shadows around the drawings as well. I just felt like that'd be fun. And now it's time to color in this cute little candle, and this is when this marigold marker comes into play, and I think this made the biggest difference. I think this drawing desperately needed this color, and I think this color makes everything come together. So that's when I started to incorporate a couple of more browns and stuff, and then I moved on to doing all of these little floral foliage type of decorations, and then I added a lot of warm colors in here, a lot of browns and this kind of deep green. And then I was super excited about this. I just think this color specifically here really brought the entire thing together and really just made it all pop and just wow, I just love it. So then I kept on going, and then I added those same colors that I just added in to other places as well to keep that same pattern going that I was talking about before, so that everything will look like it goes together because they have all got the same colors in them. And now it is time to color in this little cat. I don't know if you've ever seen a brown cat, but you should look up a picture because they are so beautiful. So I colored in this cat brown to match everything else, decided this last book should be yellow, and now it is time to finally work on this drawing over here to the left, which I kind of consider to be the main drawing. So for her outfit, I was kind of thinking neutrals at first, but I really didn't want to bring any sort of grays in, and I felt like I already used a lot of brown. So I decided that I would avoid the grays because I didn't want cool tones in here. I only wanted warm tones, and instead I decided on a pretty bold color choice, which I really was hesitant about at first, but I decided to give it a go and try green. So I had a little bit of hints of green in the rest of the drawing, so I thought, why not try some green on the outfit? And that's what I did. So I used this kind of muted dark foresty green to add to the suit, and it is pretty funky looking. Like at first it kind of reads Grinch, kind of reads Christmas, which is not really the vibe I was going for, but I think as I add in the rest of the details, it works pretty well together, and I end up liking it a lot, so I think it worked out pretty well in the end. I decided to put that purple shadow around her as well and around the rest of the drawing. That way everything kind of looked like it went together. And then after this, I was like, wow, I'm pretty content with this, but I thought of a way I could make it better. I felt like the background was pretty empty, and since I had those little chess pieces, I thought it would be really cool to kind of add like a checkered print background to the drawing. So I added in some purple checkers, and then I went in with my favorite art supplies, the sparkly gel pen, and added in some sparkles and also some white gel pen as well. But then I saw a couple areas that still needed a little bit more improvement. I was really liking how it was turning out, but I really wanted to try a couple more things. So first I added in some more white gel pen just to brighten everything out a little bit, and then I felt like I could bring this little plant down and add it a little bit more into the drawing. And now for this part, this is like my favorite part that I think really brings it all together. I added in some green checkers as well because I felt like that really helped to balance out the suit. So now the drawing is completely finished. I'd love to hear what you think about this color combination, and if you colored it in, I'd love to see what colors you chose, so tag me on Instagram at Anchored Art Design so I can see what you guys made too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to hear too what your favorite part about this drawing is. I think mine is the chess pieces and of course the gold gel pen sparkles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!